What's going on, everybody? Come on in. It's BucosLocker. Subscribe, like, comment, share on all the videos. Don't forget to hit the notification bell icon to notify all new videos that's posted on this channel. Shouts out to all the Pirates and Sea Bandits. Thank you for joining. Keep supporting all the Bucs channels. Support this channel and all Bucs platforms. Right? Come on in, everybody. Let's get this going. This ain't gonna be a long video. I've been busy. Had to go get my daughter ready to send her back home. My daughter is safely on the way back to the crib, so I'm gonna make this video short. I got some stuff I got to take care of, so I wanted to come on here. This is not a StreamYard video. This is straight from YouTube, so there will not be a locker room discussion. Straight from YouTube. So up to date chat, all that, because there's a little delay between StreamYard and YouTube. They haven't gotten in sync yet. But how is everybody doing on the second day of 2023? Hopefully you got your New Year's resolutions down packed, or you got an idea of what you want to do for 2023. I know I do. I'm gonna get on it in a little bit. So let's get to it. Shout out to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers for winning the NFC South. South. S-O-U-F. Not South. South. Shout out to the Bucs for winning the NFC South. Yeah, I know. He throwing shade. I know. Dan Orlovsky, out of all people, play 3 words. Play, action, pass. Shut up, Dan. Nobody cares about you except for your followers. I don't follow Dan Orlovsky, but every now and then his comments or his responses about the Bucs pops up, So who cares? Whatever. It is what it is. The Bucs are 8-8. Mr. Rod ran out of the back of the end zone. Bucs 8-8. Getting ready for the Atlanta Falcons. That video will come tomorrow, along with the all 22 breakdown of the game that we saw yesterday, and also the giveaway. The giveaway will be tomorrow of the fisherman bucket hat, Tampa Bay Bucs pewter gray with red trimming. The giveaway will be tomorrow, so I will be doing the drawing tomorrow. So stay tuned for that as well. So this episode is about walking the plank and firing the cannon. I don't have my sound with me right now. I don't have that set up, so I'm just gonna, just go through it. Y'all know the drill. So yesterday's game had a lot of peaks and valleys, right? Ups and downs, good, bad, and ugly. For the first 3 quarters, 21-10, things was not looking great for the Bucs. But in typical Bucs fashion, as we've seen these last few weeks, this last month or so, they tend to all of a sudden turn up in the fourth quarter, dating back to the Rams game, and then the Saints game, and then the Cardinals game, and then the Panthers game. And the Bucs are living so close to the edge. They live so close to the edge this season. And it's like, when you see what they did yesterday, and it's like, where was this all season? Now, part of the blame is the coaching, the offensive coordinator, the quarterback, the scheme, the philosophy. But also you have to give credit to the teams that we did lose to, and also the teams that we did beat. But you want to see this more from the Bucs. But like I told y'all, the Bucs do this in pieces. They literally do this in pieces. And if you can add all the good up for the Bucs this season, the Bucs will be undefeated. Now let that sink in for a second. If the Bucs play like the first half of the Bengals, and they play like the fourth quarter Bucs against the Panthers, Saints, Rams, if they play like that, the Bucs will be undefeated. But unfortunately, they don't play like that. They play in spots. And we saw it yesterday. Thank God they clicked in the fourth quarter. They started feeding the ball to Mike Evans and Chris Godwin. Just give it to them. Forget all the spamming, the spamming the screens and the check downs. Throw the ball down the field. And I think part of the reason why they did this yesterday is because they knew they had to pull out all the stops. They had to win this game. They could not leave no stone unturned. There couldn't have been any doubt that why didn't Byron Leftwich call plays down the field? Why did Brady keep spamming check downs and screens? You could not do that. They had to play how they played yesterday. They had to. All as much as the inconsistency that we seen for most of the season, the Panthers game showed you once again where the Bucs could be at. I don't understand what's going on, and we've talked about this week after week. Why are the Bucs so bland for most of the game? What did I tell y'all? The Bucs cannot play 4 quarters for say their life. When have they had a complete game? Every game seems like there is a fire. Every game seems like it's a fire for the first 3 quarters. You know, so it's like I said, it's good to see the Bucs get the victory. It's a monkey off their back as far as getting the NFC South solidified and locked in for the second year in a row, first time in franchise history. So we can't overlook that. We can't overlook that. You know, and there was a lot of good in this game. And I don't have too much as far as the walk in the plank and fire the cannons. There's a couple individuals, as y'all know, there's a couple individuals that's got to go on there. Nobody's safe. Nobody's safe. Nobody's safe. Nobody's safe. Because remember, y'all understand the rules of how walk in the plank and fire the cannons go. You mess up during the game, and depending on how bad it is, you walk in the plank. Or you're getting on that, or you get in that cannon and you're getting fired across the Atlantic Ocean or the Gulf of Mexico. Or into the Gulf of Mexico or into the Atlantic Ocean. You know, so like I said, there's a lot of good. So it's not a long list of people that's going to be on this list today. Thank God. For the first time this season, I can literally say, I ain't got too much to say. But no game is perfect. So, who are the candidates for walking the plank? Well, and who are the candidates for getting fired in the cannon? Let's think about this. Let's think about this together. So here's the pot that we have to choose from. In my opinion, if you got anybody else that you want to put in there, feel free. But from what my eyes tell me, hashtag what the eyes tell you. Cade Otton, Ryan Suck It Up, and Winfield Jr. Those 3 and Keith Armstrong. 4. I got 4 people either getting fired in the cannon or they walk in the plank. Who do you got? It's only 4 people. Matter of fact, no, I'm sorry, 6. Number 8, the tight end, number 8, and Julio Fulio. Yep, those 2. Got to put them in there too. Yep, just because the disappointment from those 2. I'm not trying to be negative Nancy or you know, Debbie Downer. You know, but Antoine Winfield Jr., Julio Fulio Jones, number 8, whoever that is, Keith Armstrong, Ryan Suck It Up, and Cade Otton. Cause that was bad. Those guys right there were bad. They were bad. I wouldn't say. Well, let me refrain. Let me change the word. They didn't play well. Ryan Suckup was horrible. He was the worst out of everybody. But everybody's the people that I just named didn't play well. But Ryan Suck It Up was horrible. Like, my Lord, can you imagine? Like, hypothetically, you know, scenario based. Can you imagine if the game would have came down to, like, say if we scored those points and we lose that game by 1 point? That would have been bad. That would have reminded me of Matt Gay missing field goal kicks in 2019. Y'all remember that year? The Giants, the Bucs versus the Giants, 2019. I was in the field goal. I was in the end zone that he was kicking in, behind the field goal. I was in right up there on the platform, and Matt Gay missed a chip shot. Can you imagine if we'd have lost that game by 1 point? Can you imagine if it would have been 31-30? Playoff hopes dashed. All because can't make kicks. Cannot do that, Ryan Succop. And you haven't done well over 50. I don't even know why they even attempt to kick field goals with Ryan Succop. Can't have that in the Cowboys game or the Eagles game or the 49ers game. You can't have that in the Super Bowl. You can't leave points on the board, because all these games moving forward after we beat the Atlanta Falcons, all these games in the playoffs mean something, right? It is one and done. One and done. One and done. So you cannot leave points on the board in the playoffs. So the Bucs got to clean that up. Matter of fact, I think maybe next Sunday they should just move the ball down inside the 20-yard line, the 30-yard line, and say, all right, we're selling for field goals. We got to get this right, because Todd Bowles did say he's playing the starters because they got some things to work on. They got some things to work on. And special teams is one of them. Special teams can hurt you or they can help you. And lately, the Bucs special teams have been hurting them. Luckily, we've been winning these games. Cardinals, Panthers, now the Falcons. And it's good that we got, I'm going to say this, I'm going to emphasize it in caps. I am so glad these last 3 games are against these teams, because it's, for one, it's a wake-up call. And number 2, the Bucs got some kinks to work out. And they still got, at this point in the season, they still got to work on some stuff. Think about that for a second. When Todd Bowles said that, I got to play my starters because we got stuff to work on. What? So that shows you there's still a disconnect with the team. They still don't feel confident with themselves. So they need, thank you, schedule makers. Thank you, Cardinals. Thank you, Panthers. And thank you, Atlanta Falcons, for not being good. And Carolina Panthers is not a bad team, but they're just not really good like that. They're good enough, but not good to get to the playoffs. But we need these 3 games. I told y'all this. We needed these 3 games. Because I can only imagine if these last 3 games were against the 49ers and the Bengals, you know what I'm saying? Like, or the Chiefs, or the Ravens, or the Steelers playing really good right now. Can you imagine? I am so glad that the schedule was soft at the end. So glad, man. So glad. So I got my candidates. So let's get down to the walking the plank. Walking the plank, who I got walking the plank, Antoine Winfield Jr., standing right here. Cade Otton, standing right here. Keith Armstrong, standing right here. Number 8, the tight end, standing right here. Julio Jones, standing right here. I need you to walk on that plank and take a dive. There we go. There we go. Got them on that plank and they had to take a dive. Shame on y'all. Oh, and Keith Armstrong. Can't forget about him. Keith Armstrong. Horrible. I told y'all. One of the worst special teams in the NFL. Because of Keith Armstrong. And you don't believe me, I'm telling y'all. You don't want to see a playoff game where Keith Armstrong and his ridiculous special teams show up, miss field goal, blown punt return coverage, blown kickoff return coverage. It's always him. Responsible for your position group. Special teams have the word special in it. And they're not special at all. Ryan Succop is not special 50 plus. The special teams is the coverage units is not special for the most of the game. They give up these big tent returns. They 1 a game, 2 a game. And remember, it doesn't even matter if it's 1 big return or 1 big punt return. It matters because field position helps the play caller, helps the opponent's play caller. The OC call plays to get points. Keith Armstrong does a horrible job in that area. And the stats back it up. And what does your eyes tell you about the Bucs special teams? That's why he's on the plank almost every week for the last month. The last month. The last month. He's on the walking the plank every time. Or fire the cannons. Every time. Luckily, Jake Kamada saved the day. Because I'm telling you right now, if Jake Kamada would have got blasted, if the Panthers had the punt block, if they had the punt block going, and they would have went back there and destroyed Jake Kamada, and the ball would have been rolling around, and somebody would have picked it up from the Panthers and ran it in for a touchdown, that would have been so much of a Buck thing. That would have been disaster. He drops the ball. If the Panthers guy would have took the right angle, he would have blew him up. And the Panthers would have had the ball in the Bucs 35, 36-yard line or 30-yard line. Or maybe he would have picked the ball up. Somebody would have picked it up and ran it back. But luckily, Jake Kamada had the awareness, the situational awareness, and did not panic. And if y'all notice, when he dropped the ball and he kind of was fumbling with the ball, he made just enough of a move left because the guy on the outside was coming in, and he made the little juke move to get around him. Because the guy, he didn't understand angles. If the guy understood angles, he would have told Kamada up. Because sometimes when you running at a guy, when you playing football, you don't run at the guy. You run to a spot where you think he's gonna be. And it's almost like having that awareness, that brain to be like, okay, he's fumbling with the ball, he's gonna go to his left. So let me lean to the left a little bit. The dude, number 57, I believe, went straight at Kamada. Kamada went right around him. Saved the season. And then not only he got around the guy and scrambled around and punted the ball landed inside the 5-yard line. Kamada saved the Bucs season. Literally. Because if the Panthers would have got that ball down there in the Bucs territory, I think they would have scored. They would have scored because it would have been heartbreaking. It would have been, in my opinion, it would have been demoralizing for the Panthers to get that ball inside the Bucs 35-yard line with 40-something seconds left. Remember when they got the ball down, when Jake Kamada punted that ball and Zion McCullough down to the inside the 5-yard line. Did you know the Panthers they threw like a 35-yard pass? To almost get to the 50-yard line? Like, oh my gosh, bro, it's just ridiculous, bro. Like the Bucs is like cardiac arrest. Like they drive your blood pressure up, don't they? They get your emotions all over the place, don't they? Your emotions be up and down all game long. Sometimes it'd be like, what are they doing? Then all of a sudden, then we go from what the hell is going on to, man, nobody can beat them. But I can't do that. I gotta be realistic. I gotta add some objectivity to this conversation. I gotta add the reality of the Bucs team. They just all over the place. Now who get in that cannon? Ryan Succop. Let me get back to that. Ryan Succop, get in the cannon. Get in the cannon. The boosh. Boosh. The boosh. Like, pow. Like, you get in the cannon, bro. We're going to shoot you across the Atlantic Ocean. TNT all day. I'm talking about the big, gigantic cannon. You almost cost us the season. Kickers can do that. You got one job. Make a kick. Almost messed up the Bucs season. All that work the Bucs did the entire game, especially in the fourth quarter, he almost threw it away. Almost threw it away. All that work Tom Brady did. All that work Mike Evans did. All that work Chris Godwin did. The O-line played well. They was a little shaking at first, but they got it together. Todd Bowles got it together. Byron Leftwich got aggressive. And let me make this clear too. It was combination of Byron Leftwich, Ty Bowles, and Tom Brady. And the defense stepping up when they needed to, the O-line blocking. It was the reason why we won that game was the TEAM. The reason why the one person is not the reason why the Bucs won this game. I want y'all to understand. You Bucs fans out there that be trying to make this, you Tom Brady fans and you Bucs fans that be trying to push this little stupid narrative that the reason why we won the game because that guy. No, man. Give Byron Leftwich some credit when it's due. As much as we criticize him, give him credit when it's due. He calls the plays, Tom Brady executes it. He stood in the pocket, he held the ball, he let the routes develop. He wasn't Charlie check down or Captain Kirk check down Cousins. He held onto the ball, threw the ball down the field. If I'm not mistaken, this was the most he's thrown the ball accurately down the field. So don't give me this, if Byron Leftwich is this, and Byron Leftwich is out, Byron Leftwich is stuck. Well, when he does good, give the man some credit. Remember, I told you how this channel works. I told you how this channel works. It's just as much as we can criticize somebody, just as much as we can give them big ups. Because see, this channel, I don't focus on the negative. I'll talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly. Players, coaches, play calling, it don't matter. But when somebody do good, give them credit. Don't give all the credit to just one person. Because that tells me how you think, not just about football, just in general. When you try to give one person all the credit on the reason why we won the game or the reason why we scored 30-something points. Football is a team sport. Byron Leftwich called the plays. Tom Brady executed. Mike Evans executed. Chris Godwin executed. Rachaad White executed. That's how it works. So, and the reason why I'm saying this, because I seen a comment today on Facebook on one of the groups that the reason why the offense looked better because Brady was calling his own plays. How idiotic does that sound? That's how you know. Tell me you don't know about football without telling me you don't know about football. You know how idiotic that sounds? The reason why the offense ran better because the entire game, it was Tom Brady calling the plays. What? You know how stupid you sound? It's a reason why they got offensive coordinators and quarterback coaches. It's called structure. Because you just can't let players just do what they want to do. You do that in certain segments. This is why you don't see games where quarterbacks call the whole game. You can't do that. Your eyes don't see everything. Your eyes don't. That's why you got people in the booth. That's why you got headsets. That's why you got position coaches. That's why you got coordinators. That's why you got head coaches. Well, Tom Brady is the reason why we won the game because he called his plays. That's his plays. What? So wait. Let me get this straight. We can sit here and talk bad about Byron Leftwich. It's his fault that Brady's looking bad. But when he does something good, he gets no credit. It's Brady. No, that's not how it works. Clowns, goofies, exactly. Goofies do that. Goofy Buck fans. Yes, we on the same team. But you goofies out there, stop that, man. That's a bad narrative that you're trying to push amongst the Bucs community. For those of us that know about football and know how structure works, that put on helmet and pass before, that understand organizational structure, we don't talk like that. Goofies. Goofy Buck fans. It's some of you out there are goofies. And I don't rock with you. Anyway, I just want to get it off my chest. Goofies out there. I swear to God, we got some goofies out there, man. Goofy, delusional Bucs fans. Say something. Internet has made some people say some of the reckless, most boldest stuff I've ever seen. My goodness, like what makes you think that the reason why the offense because of one guy did what they wanted to do? Well, I would hate to be around you, working with you. I would hate to work around or talk to a person that thinks like that with no structure. I wonder how your childhood was. Anyway, I don't know. I don't even know. I don't remember the guy name or this Bucs fan name. I don't know what he is. I don't know. Maybe a Brady fan. I don't know what it is. But that was ridiculous. Like, serious bash Byron Leftwich all season long. And the minute he calls a good game, it's not. Well, it's the reason why he called it a good game is not because of him. What? Anyway, DP Buck 32 with a $10 super chat. What do you think about Sean Murphy? Has he progressed, in your opinion? Progressed to what? Well, when he progressed to stay on the team? I don't know. His progression is what? Based on the last 2 weeks? Good. I mean, I don't know. Progression last 2 weeks, great. But I don't grade people off of just a piece of the pie. I grade people with the whole pie. Hashtag what did your eyes tell you? Don't let 2 weeks fool you. Look at the totality of the situation. His overall play from day one since he got on this team. You cannot exclude that. This is why we're trying to explain to y'all. Y'all like to talk about these little bits and pieces and exclude the things that you don't want to be talked about, but you got to add. And it's not directed at you, DB 32. I'm just saying, when you talk about football, make sure you talk about everything. Special teams, defense, offense, coaching, draft picks. Talk about everything. Don't talk about what you want to talk about to make your point, to make everybody say, oh, yeah, that's what. Yeah. No. Paint the whole picture. Players, coaches, philosophy, schemes, play calling. Paint the whole picture. Football is not boxing. It's not tennis. It's a team sport. It takes 53 guys every Sunday to make it work. No one man, coaching-wise, player-wise, front office-wise, is responsible for the reason why the team is winning. Understand that, folks. So let me guess, you're probably one of the fans that probably think the reason why the Chiefs look good is because of Patrick Mahomes. Remember, the Chiefs was winning with Alex Smith. Or the reason why Josh Allen got so good is just because Josh Allen, not Brian Dable or Kent Dorsey. Coaching matters. Position coaches matter. Philosophy and scheme matter. It's got to match. When some of that is missing, the team is in disarray. Look at the Cardinals. A multitude of reasons why they're bad. I can paint the picture right there. I don't have to focus on Kyler Murray. I can paint the whole entire picture of the organization. It's trash. It's top to bottom. GM all the way down. But see, that's how you paint the picture. You can't blame Kyler Murray. See, I gave y'all the top of the food chain of the players and teams, and I gave you the bottom of the food chain. Look at the Bears situation. Paint the whole picture. Look at the Falcons situation. Paint the whole picture. Look at the Bengals situation. You think the reason why Joe Burrow is one of the top quarterbacks is just because of it's all him? No, man. Zach Taylor gave him some credit. Joe Mixon, Jamar Chase, and T. Higgins, Tyler Boyd, Hayden Hurst, Samaje Perine. They revamped the O-line, just like the Chiefs did. You think the reason why Patrick Mahomes playing is good is because no, they revamped the O-line. Andy Reid, the GM Brent Meechin, or whatever. I forgot his name. I think his name started. I forgot his last name. But the Chiefs GM. All that is together, folks. So when you talk about the Bucs, don't just talk about a piece. Talk about the whole thing. Coaching matters. Philosophy matters. You want to know all these teams that's in the playoffs, including us, that's in the playoffs? They're in the playoffs for a reason. Now, yes, we struggled. We struggled. But we in there. We're part of the 14 teams. The best the best 14 teams in the NFL are in the playoffs. Well, we'll be in the playoffs because, we still got the Lions and Packers to be decided, But the best 14 teams, or who played the best in their divisions, will be in the playoffs. That's how it works. I don't care if we backed into the playoffs. So what? We in there. It might not have been pretty, but make sure you paint the whole picture when you talk about the Bucs season. Don't just point out, oh, Byron Leftwich is trash every week, and then all of a sudden we have a good offensive game. It's not because of Byron Leftwich. It's because Byron Leftwich lets Tom Brady do what he want to do. So which one is it? You can't have it both ways. You blame him when Tom Brady played bad, And then when Tom Brady plays good, he gets no credit. That's not how it works on this channel. It ain't gonna work like that. I'm telling you, you come on that channel with that same energy, it ain't gonna work with me. I'm gonna eat you alive. I'm gonna tear you up because I'm gonna get you to talk about everything you don't want to talk about. That's why people don't come in the locker room with that nonsense. Because guess what? The minute you try to say, "Well, this is bad," I'm saying, "Okay, well, let's talk about the good too." Well, what good? No. You talk. If you could talk about all the bad and give and throw shade at all this bad stuff, and the minute you see something good, you don't want to talk about it because that's not your narrative. That's not your agenda. Because you don't like that coach or you don't like that player or you don't like it. No. You might not like the player, but if they play good, give them credit. You might not like the coach and what he does. No coach is perfect, but guess what? When he does something good, give that man or that woman credit. Give him credit. Hell, it's guys in the league that I don't really rock with, but if they play good, guess what? Hey, man. Look, it's already noted that I don't rock with Derek Carr. I don't rock with Kirk Cousins and Jared Goff and all that, but Jared Goff is playing well. Scheme, coaching, position coaches matter. Come on, man. I've been doing this for 6 years. I've been trying to give y'all the bigger picture here, man. I give y'all the bigger picture. I talk about everything. GM, draft picks, offense, defense, scheme, philosophy, players, play calling. I talk about everything, whether I like it or not. Some people might not like my delivery because it's, he sounds like he's hating on the Bucs. But then when you go back 6 years and look at my videos and he's not a hater. He's just passionate about his team. He's passionate about the Bucs. He wants the Bucs to look good every year, whether they look good or not. Every game, I want them to play to their expectations, to the best of their abilities. And this season, it hasn't worked out, but it doesn't make me a hater. That makes me a realist to let you know this team is better than it should be. And the reason why they're not is a multitude of reasons. It's not just because of Todd Bowles. It's not just because of Byron Leftwich. We saw it yesterday. Quit trying to find somebody to blame in football. Yes, players can mess up a game. Players can cost you a game. But it all falls back on coaching too. Sometimes draft picks don't work out. Guess who that falls on? The GM as well, not just the player. And that goes with any team. It's not just the Bucs. Every pick ain't going to be surefire. Yes, in our case, as Bucs fans, there's some picks that we don't like. There's some free agent signings that we don't like. And we make it be, we let it be known as fans. And there's some free agent signings that we love. We let it be known. But I'll tell you this one thing, though. Good or bad, I'm going to talk about it. Good or bad. And you ain't got to like my delivery. You ain't got to like walking the plank. You ain't got to like fire the cannons. You ain't got to like my tone. You can call me a hater. You can call me clown. You can call me, he trying to get everybody to believe what he says. You ain't got to believe nothing I say. Go watch the film. Go watch the film. And let's have a conversation about what we saw. Because I watched all 22. You more than welcome to jump in there and point your finger. Come on, man. And at the end of the day, I'm a Bucs fan, and I ain't gonna change. I wear my colors, and I wear it proud, and it stings that you don't like it. And I'm a realist about this channel and about my team, GM, coach, quarterback, position player, all that. I'm not delusional, man. I'm objective. I try to be logical about my conversations. But anyway, shout out to all the Policy Bandits. You know, I don't do things for shock value. I don't do the goofy stuff on this channel. I can make shock value videos and comments and get my subscribers up and all that, and my views and all that stuff up. But I don't like doing that. That's too fake. Shout out to the folks that do that. Shout out to the folks that's living that double life. You know, that YouTube, that social media life, and then the other life when you don't believe half the stuff you say. Because a lot of them folks out there, and not just Bucs channels, but a lot of them folks don't believe half the stuff they say. They just do it for shock value. I have too much integrity. I'm too logical. I'm a logical thinker. I can't do that. I can go make a 10,000 view video right now, a 20,000 view video right now. I don't want to do that. It's fake. It's phony. It's not even you. I'm real, man. And those of you that know me and met me in person or talk to me in the locker room, you know I'm real. And for those of you that still don't believe I'm real, come in the locker room. Come in the locker room. I don't start no trouble. I don't start no trouble. You come at me, I'm going to come at you. But you ain't going to win. I'm telling you. Too logical. Anyway, stay tuned tomorrow for the All 22. We'll go over some tape and the play design, play calling, with those touchdown passes. I want to talk about those touchdown passes. And specifically, I want to talk about the O-line and every touchdown pass that Brady threw yesterday. I want y'all to really focus on that O-line. And he had time. And he's had time like that in a few occasions. But he was just so in a hurry to check it down. But yesterday, he was like, you know what? You know what I'm saying? It was so obvious. It was so obvious. He wasn't Captain Kirk check down. He wasn't throwing breaking balls. You know what I'm saying? So stay tuned for that and the bucket hat giveaway tomorrow. But I did my walk of the plank, I did my fire the cannons, and I did my kind of my recap of the game and some other stuff. With that being said, shouts out to all the Pirates and Sea Bandits. Thank you for joining this episode of Locker Room Talk. Second day of 2023. On to the Falcons. Stay tuned for all 22 tomorrow and the giveaway. Fire those cannons. Seize the day. Raise the flag. Hashtag no risk and no biscuit. Hashtag facts over feelings. Hashtag bombs away. Hashtag stay humble. Hashtag what do your eyes tell you. Hashtag build the trenches. Trenches matter. Trenches matter. Hashtag probability versus possibility. Hashtag don't get mad at me. I don't play the game. I just talk about it. Hashtag fire the cannons. Hashtag walk the plank. Hashtag why? Why the Bucs scored 20 points in the fourth quarter instead of every quarter he scored 20 points? That's wishful thinking. Why? Hashtag Super Bowl or bust. That's still the goal. Let's get there, Bucs fans. Let's get there. We on the same team. On the same ship. BucosLocker out. I'll see y'all tomorrow.